Hey, what's up everyone? This is Justin and welcome to Lights Over Loveland. Today we are shifting gears. We're stepping away from the Forbidden History mini-series we just completed with the Book of Enoch and the Great Flood. So if you haven't checked that out, please go check it out. But now we're going to be going into a topic that I think is going to be really fun, and I'm excited to have a more lighthearted video to bring to all of you today. We're going to be diving into the spiritual symbolism that is present in the video game, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Now, this is my favorite video game of all time. Growing up as a kid, it had a huge influence on me, and I love it. So I can't wait to show you guys some of the symbolism in there that shows that there's some pretty wise information throughout this game. Before we get into the video, I just want to say real quick, stay tuned for the end of this episode because we're going to be talking about our brand new merch drop, which you can see I am wearing it right now. We got a brand new hat and a brand new beanie that is dropping alongside this video. Most people remember 1998 as the year The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time changed video games forever. It gave us a massive open world, 3D combat, and a story that we would never forget. But for us here at Lights Over Loveland, we know that there's no such thing as just a story. In our last series, we looked at the ancient Book of Enoch, and we talked about portals, the Watchers, and hidden knowledge. Today we're looking at that same hidden knowledge, but it's buried inside of a golden Nintendo cartridge. We're decoding the Zelda Initiation. We're going to look at the hidden physics of the Ocarina, the secret history of the Shadow Temple, and why the Triforce is actually a map of your own soul. If you've ever felt like Link, standing on the edge of a vast world, knowing that you were meant for something bigger, then this episode is for you. Every spiritual journey starts with a call to adventure. In the beginning, Link is just the boy without a fairy. He lives in a protected forest where nobody ever grows old. In the spiritual world, this would be the ego's comfort zone. It's comfortable, but nobody ever grows there. Then comes Navi. To gamers, she's a guide. And honestly, she's kind of an annoying one. But spiritually, she represents your intuition or your spirit guide. Her first words to you are "wake up." That is the cry of every spiritual seeker. You can't save the world until you realize that you've been asleep in your own life. Plus, not to mention, she's an orb of light. Before Link can leave, he meets the Great Dooku Tree. This is the ancient wisdom, and he tells him that a great evil is on the way and the forest is no longer safe anymore. This is the moment that we all realize in life. The realization that the old way of living is no longer enough anymore. You have to pick up the sword and shield and step off into the unknown. Now let's talk about the most famous symbol in gaming history, the Triforce. In the game, they say it was left behind by 3 goddesses. But the Triforce is actually a map of a balanced human being. Power, the bottom right. This is your willpower. It's the fire that gets you out of bed in the drive to make a change. Wisdom, the bottom left. This is your mind. It's your ability to see the truth, learn from mistakes, and stay calm. And courage, the top. This is your heart. Notice that courage is at the top. But why? Because without the heart, power becomes like a bully. Take Ganondorf, for example. And wisdom becomes cold and robotic. Link is the hero because he carries the piece of courage. The game is telling you you don't need to be the smartest or the strongest to win. You just need the biggest heart and the bravery to do what's right. Before we move into the high-tech temples, first we have to talk about Lon Lon Ranch. Now, I'm always looking at nature and how we can connect with the landscape and the creatures on it. Link doesn't just go and buy a horse. He has to learn a song so he can bond with her. In spiritual terms, Epona represents our animal soul, or our natural instincts. To be a complete hero, you can't just be a warrior. You also have to be in harmony with nature. When Link plays Epona's song, he isn't commanding her. He's vibrating on her level. This teaches us that if we want to navigate the vast fields of our own life, we have to stop trying to dominate the world and start listening to it. Now we get into the high-tech side of things. To open the door of time, Link needs 3 spiritual stones and a song. Think about that. Crystals and sound. On this channel, we talk about how the ancient temples may have been machines that ran on frequency. The Temple of Time is exactly that. It's a stargate. When Link pulls the Master Sword, it isn't just a weapon. It's a circuit key. It completes the connection between the physical world and the sacred realm, which is what we call the astral plane or a higher dimension. Link is put to sleep for 7 years because his body wasn't ready for the power of the sword. This is a very powerful lesson. Spiritual growth takes time. You can't rush the level up. You have to grow into the person who is capable of holding the light before the universe gives you the keys. As an adult, Link has to visit different temples to awaken the sages. These sages are like the Watchers we talked about in the Enoch series, but internally they represent your power centers of your chakras. Link is tuning himself. Each medallion he gets is like a tuning fork for his soul. But we have to stop at the Water Temple. Now this is so famous because it's so hard, but this represents your emotions. This is the ultimate mirror test. You walk into a room that looks like an infinite ocean, the deep subconscious mind. And you face a version of yourself who knows all your moves, the shadow self. The game is showing you that the toughest opponent isn't a demon or a wizard. It's the dark reflection of your own ego. You can't slash your way through your own shadow. You have to accept it, remain calm, to move past it. And next, we have to go to the dark place, the Shadow Temple. The game says this is where Hyrule's bloody history of greed and hatred is hidden. This represents the stuff that we talk about all the time on Lights Over Loveland, the suppressed history. The good royal family has a dark secret. They used the Sheikah to do their dirty work in the shadows. To survive, you need the lens of truth. This is your discernment. In a world of fake news, you need the lens of your own intuition to figure out what is real. You cannot be a hero of light if you're unwilling to look at the dark truths of your own world or your history. Finally, we arrive at the Spirit Temple. This is the final exam. And here you have to do something unique. You have to start as a child and finish as an adult. This is the definition of inner child work. In a spiritual journey, you eventually get to a point as an adult where you can't go any further until you go back and help that younger self finish what they started. Link is retrieving parts of his soul. It's only by integrating the inner child work with his adult self does he gain the power to defeat Twinrova, the sisters who represent fire and ice. He is overcoming duality and becoming a whole being. The ocarina. So why an instrument? It's because the universe is made of vibration. Link can play a song that makes the sun come up. He can play another song that makes it rain. He is hacking the matrix using sound. This is a message for us. Your words and your vibe can change your reality. In the end, Link puts the sword back and returns to being a child. But he keeps the wisdom. You are Link. You are living in a dark world right now. The systems are broken and the history is hidden. But you have the Triforce within you. You have the lens of truth, and you have your song. Before we wrap up the investigation into Hyrule, I wanted to do something a little different. This week I opened up a new channel in the Discord where we could have the community members ask questions that they would like answered for this week's video. These are some of the questions that I was asked, and if you'd like to be a part of these questions moving forwards, join my Discord. It's free and you can get involved with the community and even get shouted out in the show moving forward. So let's get into these awesome questions that we had from some of our community members. All right, for our first question, we have Corey from Corey Muafo, who was asking about the symbolic meaning of the 7 years of sleep in the sacred realm. So Corey, in many ancient traditions and numerology, the number 7 signifies the completion of a spiritual cycle. Just like the 7 days of creation, or like the 7 chakras like we discussed earlier. Link's 7 years of sleeping isn't just waiting. It's a spiritual transformation. He was sealed away because his younger self wasn't spiritually ready for the power of the Master Sword. He had to undergo that full spiritual cycle of growth to become the adult capable of holding that high vibration light. So thank you, Corey, for that question. That was an awesome one. We actually have a second question from Corey. So she brought up a fascinating point about how Link uses music to interact with time, the divine, and noting how much it reminds her of the Monroe Institute with their sound science. So I thought that this was fascinating, and this is exactly where my head was at the time too. For those who aren't familiar with the Monroe Institute and their sound science, the Monroe Institute uses specific frequencies to help people achieve out-of-body states or higher levels of consciousness. Link is doing the same exact thing with his ocarina. He's not just playing a tune, he's using vibrational physics to hack his environment around him. Whether it's changing the weather or using a sound to travel through space-time. The game is showing you that that sound is the ultimate interface for reality. So thanks for your questions, Corey. Next, we're moving on to a question from Ryan, who asked about the Triforce being a reference to the Divine Trinity and whether it represents dormant abilities awakening within us. Ryan, this fits perfectly with the initiation theme. The Triforce is a fractal. It's the symbolic representation of as above, so below. Many see it as the classic Trinity, mind, body, spirit. When Link finds the pieces, he is literally plugging in to a power that was already inside of him, just lying dormant. It is a reminder that we all have these dormant abilities lying within us, like courage and wisdom, just waiting for us to tap into them through our own spiritual work. So, thank you, Ryan, so much for the question. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about these questions, and I would love to hear your thoughts down below. Do you have any other questions that you would like to ask me? Please drop them down below. I want to thank Corey and Ryan for their insights. Moving forwards, I'm going to be including more questions just like this. So if you're not a part of my Discord yet, go join. It's free and you can ask direct questions that can be featured in the weekly videos. Alright, so next week we are actually going to be deep diving into the out-of-body experience. So thank you for those questions today. It made me get inspired and decided it's time to dive into Robert Monroe, Tom Campbell, William Buellman, and let's get into out-of-body experiences. We'll talk about what you experience, where do you go, and kind of the science behind what's happening. So if you have any questions that you would like featured on this next episode, join my Discord so you can ask yourself in the upcoming episodes channel. So come join the conversation because your research is just as important as mine. If you enjoyed this pivot into pop culture decoding, let me know. We can do Majora's Mask, which gets even darker. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We are on the road to 500 subscribers, and I just want to say thank you again to each and every one of you. And please check out my Discord and Patreon if you want to join my community. The Discord is completely free, and you can join a room where we can have conversations and keep this discussion going. Also, I have my Patreon, which I started, which you can help me be able to fund my research and be able to bring you all better videos and higher quality content. And finally, another way you can help support my channel is to check out my merch store. I have all kinds of different designs, and as of today, as this video is now live, I had just launched my brand new hat, the Merkaba Traveler, and my brand new beanie, the Peaceful Visitor. They are embroidered and very nice, high quality. I'm very happy with how they came out. The Merkaba Traveler's got the Lights Over Loveland on the back. And here's a close-up of the Peaceful Visitor. There you go. Here's with them swapped. Here's the Peaceful Visitor beanie on me, and here's the Merkaba Traveler hat. It does have the green underbrim, and it's got Lights Over Loveland on the back. So yeah, really happy with how these came out. I've been wearing them since I got them. So if you want to keep your ears and your head warm, check out the beanie. And also it fits great for kids. My son was wearing it when I got it the first day. Or if you want a new hat, we got the Merkaba Traveler, which I'm going to be wearing pretty much daily because I wear a hat every day of my life. So that's going to be it for this video. I hope you all have an amazing day filled with love and light, and I will catch y'all in the next video.